Hey everybody, it is Batty Chatty once again. I know it's been a really, really long time since we did one of these live feeds, but oh, and there's my co-host. Let me bring him on. Hey,
Hey!
hey there.
God, this hasn't felt like too long, has it?
Oh, it it's been a really long time.
That it has. This time I've got my face hugger mug.
Oh, that's cool. That's super cool.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get the tea out because the lip of this thing is kind of hanging over, so I'm afraid it's gonna go from a coffee mug to a dribble cup. It's too hot. I'm just gonna let it sit.
It's a really, really cool cup though.
See, guys, if anybody wants to see, and you got the two front things in there, and well.
Oh my God, where'd you get that?
I got it online. Tail's a handle. See?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
the
so
tail
cool.
is the handle. Yeah,
Hey,
I saw it and I'm like,
everybody.
yeah, I've been needing a new coffee mug, so that was the one.
Yeah.
What's up, gang? Haven't seen you in
It's
a long
super
time.
good to see
and
all
haven't
of you
seen us
guys.
what is it? It's Thursday.
It is Thursday.
Yes, it is. It's Thursday. This is unusual. We know. But that's because we decided at the last minute that we haven't done this in a long time. It's time.
It is time.
See,
It's
you can
been
hear that
past time.
my neighbor's dogs are barking because they couldn't wait either. So we're ready to go here. We're really ready to go.
Yeah.
If I can get fucking tea out of this mug.
You need a straw.
Oh, okay. It works normally. I got it. I'm good.
Oh, okay. There you go. That's good.
So anyway. So Friday tomorrow. That's right, Mark. And unfortunately for me, that doesn't exactly mean it's a good thing.
It doesn't mean what?
That it's a good thing. I work on Saturdays and Sundays now, so really I don't have a weekend. I don't have a weekend anymore.
That's kind of sucks.
But I did take next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday off of work. I kind of needed it.
Yeah.
Need a little break, you know? But anyway. Hello, all you horror freaks.
Yes.
We're all
hello,
freaks
everyone.
Here. We are all freaks here. But it's a beautiful thing. So anyway, what we decided to do today, we were talking and we were trying to figure out how in the world would we make this episode of Batty Chatty work? Because normally we have
a top 10,
script.
we have
Yeah.
a topic.
Yeah. So we decided, fuck it, we're going to go random. We're just going to talk all kinds of horror shit. We're going to let you guys tell us what you want to talk about and just throw it out there. What's up, Ryan? And, you know, just chat.
Yeah.
God knows there's enough horror shit out there that we can talk about to fill up an hour, maybe more. And my throat's going to go dry before we get done. So don't, you know, don't anybody hold that against me. But, you know, at some point you're probably going to say, Darren, shut the fuck up.
Nah.
This is a fucking awkward mug to drink out of. But it's so pretty.
It's no.
I was afraid to do it.
I am digging that
I've had it for
so
a
much.
week. I've had it for a week and I've been afraid to use it. It's too fucking cool to tell me. Okay, who doesn't think this is one of the coolest mugs they've seen? The mug is an egg and there's a face hugger wrapped around it. You know? I mean, come on.
No, that's amazing.
Oh, okay. We got a good.
That. I would probably never drink out of it. I would probably use it as a decoration and put it up on my shelf because I have all kinds of. You can kind of see there's skulls and.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff behind me.
Well, I needed a new coffee mug because I got tired of using my BB-8 coffee mug. Yes, I have a BB-8 coffee mug. I wanted something different, so I went with my alien, and I've been looking for a good alien mug, so to find one was actually Amazing.
Yeah, no, that
So,
is amazing.
I'm going to take a step back, and Mark Gannon asked us, what's your favorite zombie movie?
Oh, for me, it's Dawn of the Dead.
I second that. The George Romero version, not
I like
the
them both.
remake.
They're both up there for me.
Yeah. Dawn of the Dead is just one of a kind. I mean, the whole series is amazing. And
Yes.
in fact, I was even reading that they said something that they found another full script that George Romero wrote before he died. So I'm very curious to know what it was. You know, I'm sure it was a zombie film if it was George Romero. You know?
No,
But
he is zombies. You know what I mean?
He is.
Yeah.
He very much so is.
You can't think of George Romero without thinking zombies. It's just
no. He's the godfather of the zombies.
It doesn't work.
Flesh eaters. They're flesh eaters. They just turned into zombies. Jamie DeSormo asks, "Wait, where do you guys live?" Okay, we are cross country. My co-host, or I'm sorry, me being the co-host, the host of the show, lives in Huntington Beach, California. She's in California. I'm all the way on the East Coast. Yeah, I am all the way on the East Coast on gray, rainy Long Island, New York. Drinking tea out of a facehugger mug.
Let's hear. There's a series of movies in which no one, I think, has ever paid attention to. Critters. I love Critters. I love Critters. I think the Krites are awesome. I think they're awesome. I remember seeing.
Oh no! I'm not saying anything wrong. I've only seen a famous line for any of you who've never heard me say it.
I saw the first one in the theater. I don't know how old I was. I might have been in the 7th or 8th grade. Mm-hmm. I don't remember. But I remember coming out of the theaters going, "Oh man, that was so cool!" And
now the first Critters was great.
Yeah.
Oh, I enjoyed it. I just never see. For me, I'm not a sequel fan. So depending on the film will depend on whether I would see the sequel or not. I would definitely see, a sequel to Alien just because I'm an Alien fan.
Right.
There are sequels I will see, but not really my thing. So I definitely do need to check some of those other Critters movies out because I'm sure they're good. I'm not saying they're bad.
Yeah, well,
I just haven't seen it.
It's the same. It's kind of the same thing for me as the Tremor movies. I've actually got the first Tremor movie on right now, and I love the first Tremors. The other Tremors are super fun, and I like them too. But I mean, I love the first one. So I mean, that might have something to do with Kevin Bacon because I am a Bacon fan.
Well, yeah. Think about it this way. That's the only one that had Kevin Bacon, and it had Kevin Bacon.
Right, because all the other ones had. Some of those other actors did. Michael Gross, I think, was in all of them.
Well, he and Reba McEntire for a while were the two focal characters, and then he became the focal character.
Yeah. Let's see here. We've got Jacqueline says, "What's your opinion on Pet Sematary remake? I love the original, and I'm scared of disappointment, but it looks pretty damn good." I'm with you there, Jacqueline. I'm not wanting to be disappointed by the newer one, but it does look like they're probably going to do a pretty good job. I'm going to watch it.
I'm going to see it, and I'm going to take it a step further is let's remember how we all felt when they told us they were remaking It.
When they were remaking what one?
It.
Oh, It. I was excited right off.
See, I wasn't excited right away.
But I didn't see it back when it first came out. I didn't see it until about 2 years ago. So I didn't have any nostalgia for it.
Gotcha. I did see the original when it was on TV because it just looked too damn cool. And what I'll say about the TV version is the first half was amazing. The second half was horrible, and Tim Curry was the best in the whole thing. Now, let's bring that to 2017 with the remake. I loved all the kids in the film. I thought those kids were incredible. Most notably, I think my favorite were Finn Wolfhard as Richie, and I can't remember the kid's name who played Eddie Kasprak, but those two were my favorites. Very, very much so my favorites.
Yeah.
So, with that said, being that the new movie was so amazing, even though they did, they couldn't put everything in there, I thought the movie was fantastic. So, knowing that
I love it,
somebody,
and we've only gotten the first half. I mean, we still have we still have a whole nother movie to see.
Oh yeah.
I mean.
Oh yeah.
So far,
and
I prefer. A lot of people are gonna hate it, but I prefer the newer one. I do too.
Well, I prefer the newer one, and I'll give Bill Skarsgård all the credit. He played a great Pennywise.
I mean, I love Tim Curry as Pennywise.
Tim Curry.
But
Tim Curry just, you can't
Bill
take that
did
away
a
from him.
great job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just got tea in my eye. Sorry. Anyway, but yeah, a remake of Children of the Corn. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the first one again because I don't know.
I didn't care for the remake, the sci-fi remake of, because it was a sci-fi original. Well, it wasn't sci-fi original; it was sci-fi reimagined. Children of the Corn. I think it was from 2009, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care for it. I mean, I've watched it many times, but I prefer the original, and some of its sequels are really cheesy, but there are a couple that I actually think are pretty decent as far as just movie wise. Like, is it entertaining? Yeah, okay, that kind of thing.
Well, I tell you what, I'm gonna move to. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna move to this question. Brian Langus asked me, Darren, from number 1 to the worst one, count down the Alien franchise. Okay. Now, before I answer that, Brian, are we including Prometheus? Because if you think about it, it does kind of balance in there somewhere. If you tell me no, I won't use it. Just yes or no. Do you think I should put Prometheus in there? Because if I were going to do it, I would start with Aliens at number 1, Alien at number 2, Prometheus at 3. I'd say Covenant at 4. No, Alien 3 at 4. Covenant at 5 and Resurrection at 6. That's how I would do it. Again, I got to do it somehow, so. But that's if I include Prometheus now.
Yeah.
But I won't include the AVP movies because they just don't seem to fall into the right.
I really like the AVP, the AVP one that's set in the snow, and I really like
that was the
Predators.
first one. Yeah.
But there's
I
no
like
aliens
Predators
in
also.
Predators.
I liked Predators also. Let's see, Aliens was the best. Okay, we agree on that. I did like Predators. I loved Predator. Predator 2 was good. I did see The Predator, and I'll tell you what. I
still need to see that.
It was good.
Yeah.
But it's, in my opinion, it's at the bottom of the line.
Even under Predator 2?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm not a big
fan. It was good. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, I own
good.
it, but I'm just not a big fan of Predator 2.
Well, it was fun. The Predator was fun. There was one moment that I just laughed out loud unintentionally. So I kind of got to give it a little props just for that, just for making me laugh. But it was fun. It wasn't a bad movie. It was fun, but it wasn't up to, the Predator level.
Yeah.
We did not talk about Halloween yet. We have not talked about Halloween yet. I do want to. That new movie looks amazing, and it's amazing. It's getting. I think last I checked, it was at 87% on Rotten Tomatoes.
The what? I'm sorry, I
The
was
new
trying to.
Halloween film.
Huh?
The Halloween film.
I am so excited about seeing the new.
So am I.
I mean, I'm planning on going and seeing it opening day, like first thing in the morning, if I can.
Should be a good flick. It sounds like it's going to be a great flick.
And I mean,
so
I don't even care if I have to go by myself. I mean, I'm gonna try to get my best friend to go with me, but if she can't go, I'm gonna go anyway.
Yeah, I like that Jamie Lee Curtis came out to do this, and I love that they're overwriting all the films in between to make it a direct connection to the first film.
Yeah, no, I think that's cool too. There's a lot of people aren't either understanding that or they don't like it. And to me, there's some movies in there that could be forgotten anyway.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mess me up to have kind of alternate universes within a franchise. It just doesn't. I know it totally messes with some other people, but it doesn't mess with me. I can go, oh yeah, no, that's part of this alter universe, and this is part of this other one, and it just doesn't bother me.
No, I'm good with the way that they're doing it. So I'm not excited to see slasher films, but I am excited to see the new Halloween film.
Yeah,
I really am. Somebody had asked what we thought about the Jeepers Creepers. I think it was Kane had asked about the Jeepers Creepers series. The first one was fantastic. I loved the first one. The second one was horrible, and the third one was worse.
Well, the third one, to me, here's the thing about those movies. I love the first one. The second one didn't do too much for me. The third one, it felt like the truck got its own movie, and it felt like filler. So, I mean, the movie I was looking for, because, and actually, the third movie is supposed to take place between the first and the second movie. So, I mean, they're doing them out of chronological order anyway. So if they make a fourth, I hope they make the movie that I was looking for in the third.
That is what I'm hearing, though, is that's what they really did.
And that's, in the end of the third, they did kind of give you a little, I forget her name. The girl that survived, Justin Long's sister, is she gonna come back? Because I mean, she was like ready to kick ass at the end, like, yeah, I'm gonna go, kill this thing because it took my brother. Yeah. And I'm like, that's the movie I wanted to see. So.
Yeah, well, I think I don't know what the point was, but there was too much in that movie that was just, it's almost like the truck became Saw on wheels. You didn't even need the creeper.
Well, yeah, no, there wasn't enough creeper, and it was like the truck got its own movie, which
but
there was some cool things about the truck, but I mean, I wasn't going to see a movie about a truck.
Exactly. I wouldn't have called it Jeepers Creepers, but maybe they should have put the emphasis on the word Jeep. So
yeah, have fun, Anthony, and be safe.
Take care, Anthony. So anyway, we had a few questions. Let me go back. Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
I was trying to see some of them, and I was missing some of them. I know I miss things.
Well, you got so many people.
So freaking blind.
You know what? Going back to a question that Kane had again about the Purge TV show. I have not watched the Purge TV show. In fact, I have not seen any of the Purge movies past the first one, and I think that's just because I didn't care for it. I wanted it to be better than it turned out to be. I thought the ending was really good, but, let's see. Look up a movie called Jack-O-Lantern. Hope that the fourth is better. The house is October built. I still have to finish the second one. The first one freaked me out.
I like
I got
the
to see the
first one of
second
the
one.
House October built. I didn't care for the second, but I'm not a found footage film person. So, I mean, me even getting through those movies was quite a feat.
Yeah. Kane, you're talking about Terrifier, and I have seen that movie more times than I care to admit. In fact, I have actually been in touch. If anybody has seen Terrifier, I have been in touch with, her name is Puya Musaini. She played the crazy lady in the garage, and she and I are looking to get our schedules synced up so we can meet up in the city.
Nice.
Some great people in that film. I mean, I've talked to David Howard Thornton. I'm sure there's quite a few people who have. He loves being, part of his being part of the fan base. David Howard Thornton's a great guy. Puya Musaini is a great guy. Mike Levy, who played the exterminator, who he's cool. And I'm actually kind of fortunate. Eric Zamora, who played what the hell's his name? Ramon in the restaurant at the beginning, is actually very close friends with my best friend from high school.
Oh,
So,
wow. That's kind of cool.
He wants to meet. Well, my friend works for HBO and he knows people. So, I did see All Hallows Eve. I didn't love it. It was okay.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't love All Hallows Eve. I didn't like the guy who played Art the Clown. It wasn't as frightening. The guy, David Howard Thornton, was amazing. He gave Art the Clown a personality. I mean, a real personality. And you haven't seen it yet, have you?
Me? No.
Yes. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, just give me a minute here. Yeah.
Shut up, Ryan.
I'm just getting rid of somebody who's being an asshole.
Okay. Let's see. I did a 7-page silent comic and showed it. Edwin, how did he like it? There was no remake of Reanimator. There was a sequel to Reanimator. I do want to see Venom, I think.
I saw Venom.
How was it?
Well, first off, I love Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy. I love him. And I thought it was funny. I thought it was fun. I liked it. Is it going to win any Academy Awards? No, it will not.
Oh, I doubt. I didn't think it would.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Is it a fun movie? Is it going to keep you entertained? Did it make you laugh? Yes. Yeah. And John Clark is no longer part of this group. I have removed him and blocked him from the group.
Okay. Yeah, I saw his comment.
What, besides cut my hair but go away? Yeah, he's just gone.
Yeah. Anyway. So, but yeah, Venom I have yet to see. I do want to see it, but I have yet to see it. Now, I want to bring up a movie. I don't know how many people have seen this. I have to bring this movie up because I've only seen it once, and I think I needed a little while for my head to come down from it because of how fucked up it was. Who in this group has seen Mandy yet?
I want to see that so bad.
That movie was absolutely fantastic.
I have heard nothing but good things about that movie.
The best way to describe that film is it's like watching an acid trip through the eyes of a guy who's on acid.
Ooh, I'm going to want to see that real bad then.
Yes. It was amazing. Nicolas Cage was meant for this movie. I mean, this is his return to form, in my opinion. He was incredible for this film. I don't know if it's on Showbox, but if you get a chance to see Mandy, do not wait. He was amazing, and so was Linus Roach. He was disgusting.
Oh, yeah?
Just slimy and everything, but he was fantastic.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
Ray
it's
Ray said
definitely
Mandy was
on
great.
my
Take care,
need to
Yanni.
watch list.
Oh, it was amazing. Mandy was I can't wait. It should be coming out on DVD soon or Blu-ray, and I am buying a copy of it because it was nice and gory and it's a slow building film. It's a slow paced film, but the pace of the film really brings out the best in everything that they're trying to do. So it was worth it. It was genius, in my opinion. This is my opinion, but it was genius.
Yeah, when I went to Son of Monster Palooza, there was somebody there promoting it and giving away posters for the movie, and he was all dressed up. I forget what I meant to get a photo of him, but he was such a big man that it kind of, I don't know, I was a little intimidated to ask. But so he was this huge guy and he had all this blood and, I don't know, hatchet like in him, and he was promoting Mandy, and he was just like, oh, if you haven't seen it, it's coming out, whatever he was saying. He's like, you gotta see it. I'm like, okay. So I mean, that was the first time I'd heard of it, and yeah, no, I really, really want to see it.
Well, there's a couple people asking about Hellfest. I have not seen Hellfest yet. I do want to see it. I've been hearing it's quite a gory film.
I've heard some mixed reviews on that one.
Yeah, I've heard mixed reviews, but
I usually hear mixed reviews on everything. I mean, everybody has a different opinion.
I'm still gonna take a peek at it.
No, I will too. I think everything's
I'm always
worth
up for
at
a
least
good gore
one
film.
I said I think everything's worth it.
No, not you. I'm looking at Mark's comment. OMG, anyone
Thank
else?
you, Andy.
Anyway, so Blair Witch. I didn't see the new Blair Witch. The original Blair Witch is the only one I've seen, and it's the only one I want to see. Just because it was such a surprise,
I actually really liked Blair Witch 2. I didn't care for any of the others.
I haven't seen Blair Witch 2.
I
might have to take a peek at that. Yeah. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed that one. Hellboy out soon. Views. I want to see the new Health Boy. All right, let me try that again. I want to see the new Hellboy.
I would love to see the new Hellboy. I just really like the Hellboy character. I mean.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Am I bummed it's not going to be Ron Perlman? Yeah.
It's okay.
I'm a little bummed, but I'm willing to give whoever else is going to be Hellboy a shot. I mean, it's
David Harbour.
Hey, Danny.
David Harbour is the new Hellboy.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
Cool.
And I'm sure you know him from Stranger Things.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, and I mean, from the looks of it, he looks ridiculously good. I mean, ridiculously good. And it's supposed to be a lot more violent. Sean, I am going to go see Overlord. In fact, it's getting fantastic reviews already. That was supposed to be, wasn't it J.J. Abrams had something to do with it? I can't remember. Right. But I'm dying to see that film. I'm dying to see it.
There's so many movies right now I'm dying to see.
Yes.
I'm dying to see Free from Hell. I'm dying.
Oh, how can you not be? I mean, it's Rob Zombie.
Well, yeah.
I mean, fuck. How do you say no to Rob Zombie anymore?
Well,
I mean,
look at what I just named my two little kittens.
Otis and
Sid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love
I mean, my husband wasn't too happy about their names. He's like, those names suck. I'm all, they do not. And he's like, you should name them something cool. I go, I did name them something cool, and he's warmed up to the names now.
You gotta know where they're coming from.
Well, oh no, he knew exactly. He goes, that's just, you just named him Otis after that. Otis after, Devil's Rejects, and Sid because you didn't want to name him Captain Spaulding because it's too much to say. I go, yeah, you're right.
Exactly. Now, I am still sore. You'll have to forgive me when it comes to Rob Zombie. I love him, but I am still sore about him canceling the concert. I'm still sore about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I was all ready to rock out to Rob Zombie, and the frickin' weather made sure I didn't get to see him.
That's so terrible.
Yeah, well, you know, we got reimbursed.
Well, that's good. But I mean,
yeah,
you would have rather seen the show than be reimbursed.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I went there to see Rob Zombie, not, you know, the
not
inside
get your money back.
Car. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm okay with it, you know.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, let's see. Anyone wants to see Happy Death Day to You in February? I haven't heard of that yet.
The what?
Happy Death Day.
Happy Death Day
Happy
to?
Death Day to You.
You know,
Never heard of it.
I really
hey,
liked
Aaron.
the first one. It was my birthday movie. You know, my best friend took me to the movies for my birthday, and she's like, "What do you want to see?" And it was between Jigsaw and Happy Death Day, and I was like, "Let's do Happy Death Day," because I don't know, I just didn't have a good feeling about Jigsaw, and I wanted to see something fun, and I loved it, but you know,
I enjoyed Jigsaw. I'm going to say that
it wasn't Jigsaw, so
it wasn't high up there on the Saw list, but it had a real nice, you know, it was interesting how that turned out.
Yeah.
But you know, I'll stick with the others. I probably won't own Jigsaw, which is okay. You know, I've got 1 through 7. That's enough for me. But
we already talked about Critters, Adam, a little bit. I mean, at the beginning, I love Critters.
See, never seen Terrifier. Okay,
I've never
Eric,
seen
you
Terrifier
did not like
either.
Terrifier. I'm sorry you didn't. You know, listen, everybody loves everything. Everybody dislikes something. So, you know, everybody's got an opinion on their films, and everybody's right. You know, there's no right or wrong when it comes to opinions on film. It's taste. It's all about taste.
Yeah.
You know what, Melissa? I agree with you. My favorite part of Jigsaw was the final death scene also. Let's see. Love the Saw movies. The Saw movies are interesting. They really are, especially the one, was it 5 or 7? I can't remember. One of them had Chester Bennington from Linkin Park.
I think that was 7.
Okay. Okay, so come on. What movie really scared you?
What movies? Let's see here. The most recent movie that really creeped me out and gave me just a really feeling of dread and just kind of was Sinister.
Sinister's a creep fest for sure. Sinister's a good one.
Yeah.
I loved that movie. I loved the all the scenarios where they got involved in the films. Loved that. That creeped me out. A movie that really scared me. There have only been a few.
I mean, there was a bunch when I was younger, but I'm not counting those really. I'm counting only adult ones. It would be Sinister and The Ring. Both of
The
those.
Ring scared the shit out of me. The Ring scared the shit out of me.
You know, anytime you've got creepy kids coming after you, which both of those did. Both of those had creepy kids coming after you. It's super unnerving and like, and I mean, and especially in The Ring, the first time watching it was just like, you watched her come out of that TV and you were like, holy fuck, what am I watching? You know, I mean, and their face was all twisted and gnarly. Super
See,
scary.
now that's what did it for me. That's what did it for me. Like when they opened the door and they found Amber Tamblin's body in the closet or whatever it was, and the look on her face, I remember going home from seeing that movie.
Yeah.
And that night, all the lights were off, and I needed to go into the kitchen to get something. Well, the apartment I lived in, you walked through the living room and then you walked into a dining room, and the kitchen was blocked off by a wall. So I literally walked into the kitchen, walked into the dining room, or walked up to the dining room, and I had to put my hand around the wall to turn the light on because I refused to turn the corner. So that
That's
scared the
funny.
shit out of me.
That's funny. Well, I mean, because I remember taking the trash out after I saw The Ring and being out in the alley, and it's super dark and it's super quiet, and I'm like, I'm totally fine going to the trash can, but once I put the trash in, it's like, oh, I've got to run back. And I mean, I hadn't done that since I was a kid.
Oh, it was a creepy movie.
You know?
Another film that scared the hell out of me was Banshee Chapter. That is a found footage film. You really got to sit and pay attention to it. Now, I've had a couple of people tell me, "Oh, that wasn't scary. It didn't scare me." But okay, great. It didn't scare you. It scared me. And if you see it, maybe you'll understand why. It's very, very, very atmospheric. But it's atmospheric to a point where, you know, you're worried. You know, when I saw it, and I guess it's just me, I had to cover my eyes at certain scenes because I didn't know what was coming, and I was afraid to see.
That's crazy.
But it was a great film. It really was a great film. So those are two movies that really scared the hell out of me. I can't think of anything else that has. I just can't remember. I mean, I've seen too many goddamn horror movies. So
yeah,
somewhere in there's something that scared me. I mean, there's got to be.
Most of the movies that scare me are creepy children.
Yeah.
You know, every once in a while, a slasher one will, you know, I'll jump on jump scares and stuff like that. But I mean, it's the creepy kids that get me. Dummies. You know, like Dead Silence was good. Like,
I love Dead Silence.
It didn't.
That creeped me
wasn't. I mean, it was super creepy, but it didn't like scare me. But it was so creepy that I really, you know, it stuck with me. You know, dummies tend to do that for me.
See, it's funny. It's funny you say that because me and a friend of mine did a room escape a few weeks ago called The Workshop. And it was a very creepy room, and there were mannequins and dolls in the room. And I did not want to go into that part of the room, even though I knew I had to. It kind of very, very, very made me very uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, there's something about them, and I don't really know exactly what it is because dolls don't really scare me, but dummies, marionettes, mannequin type.
And that's what they were. Yeah, that
you know
that did it for me. There's a movie. Let's see.
I like Village of the Damned. I like the creepy kid movies. They're the ones that kind of scare me, which makes me do want to watch them. And the children and I watch all of those. Yeah, and Children of the Corn is awesome. I love creepy kid movies. They're just the ones that get to me.
I'm trying to think if I've seen a good creepy kid movie. I'm sure I have somewhere along the lines. I can't remember half the movies.
I mean, you know, even Orphan, even though
I haven't seen Orphan,
which I won't ruin the twist for you, but you know, Orphan creeped me out, and it had to do with kids and stuff, and you know, you just yeah.
No, creepy kids definitely do it. Let's see.
Silent Hill.
I will see Orphan. You know what I have that I haven't yet watched is Joshua. I haven't watched Joshua yet.
Joshua. I don't think I've seen Joshua.
That's with Sam Rockwell and I think Vera Farmiga.
Oh, I love both of them.
Yeah.
Well, and Mom and Vera is in Orphan.
Yeah. She got a couple of those ones. let's see what else.
I
Let
love
me
Trick
in.
or Treat. Trick or Treat's
You know what?
amazing.
I'm going to address this one with David. Let Me In is a good creepy kid movie.
Yes.
It was, but Let the Right One In was much better.
I like them both.
Hey, Chris. It was they're still, to this day, I will never forget watching Let the Right One In and the scene in the swimming pool towards the end of the film.
Oh, it's great.
And as soon as I watched it, I stopped it and I said, whoa, I got to see that again.
The rest of this movie?
I had to stop it and I had to rewind it to watch that whole scene again. And it was done so beautifully. If anybody has seen Let the Right One In, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The way they shot that pool scene at the end blew my mind. Blew my mind. I mean, it was amazing how they did that. So, you know, that is a vampire film that is really just very unique.
It is.
For its kind.
It is.
You know? I think vampire movies are overdone. You know, trying to find the right vampire movie is tough. I mean,
There's so many.
The spin.
There's so many, and there's so many different types.
Yeah. Well, right now my favorite attempt at a new breed of vampire was Blade 2 with the Reapers.
Those were cool. Those were really cool. I really liked those.
And the same thing for when they did The Strain.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it looked
but
like they used the same model.
Del Toro doing both.
Right. They used the same model, but they changed it up. I mean, it's all Guillermo del Toro.
Right.
So I thought the vampire aspect or the vampire aesthetic was so much more ingenious in Blade 2. Otherwise, you know, you got crappy vampires like Twilight.
Yeah.
For anybody who heard me say that, that is my personal opinion and nothing more. That's it.
Oh, thank you, Melissa.
Yeah. Salem's Lot was a great. Salem's Lot is one of the best vampire films I've ever seen.
I love Salem's Lot.
Actually, you know what? Before I go into Salem's Lot, there's one other vampire that I do have to speak to.
Uh-huh.
And that was the Amy vampire from the original Fright Night film.
She was creepy.
When I saw that, I literally was like, but I was also a kid. When that came out, I saw it in the theater. I was a kid, and I loved it. I mean, it scared the hell out of me. I can handle looking at it now. But, I mean, that was just like...
Well, just her whole... You know, when she just... Yeah. All of those teeth, it was just like...
Oh.
What?
She's going on my monster tattoo when I...
Oh, is she?
Get to start working on it more.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. But, yeah, that movie, those... I'm a sucker for a good creature. But it has to be a cool-looking creature. I mean, we're talking alien level. If you're going to create a creature, it has to be that good for me. I guess maybe that you know, Alien set the bar for monster films, in my opinion.
Set it pretty high.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're going to create a creature, in my eyes, it better be as good as that. So, yeah. You know, this is me. I'll tell you, one movie, I saw this as a request. It's not a horror film. It's not a horror film. Was Shin Godzilla. Mm-hmm. If you have not seen that, they took Godzilla to a whole new level. I mean, we're talking monster Godzilla. Not just, you know, the Godzilla like they're doing in King of the Monsters or, you know, the piece of shit with Matthew Broderick. I'm talking about, they showed his evolution.
Oh, wow.
And it was just wild. If you haven't seen Shin Godzilla, Shin Godzilla is incredible. What they did with Godzilla, what they turned him into, amazing. Just amazing. I mean, he was monstrous. Just monstrous. Not that he wasn't already, but it's the kind of monster that made him.
Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
Oh yeah. Well, he's even king of the other Godzilla monsters, if you ask me.
Okay, Adam's asking, how about the reboot of Child's Play?
Hmm.
I'm gonna watch it.
Why so many reboots? I mean,
I don't understand the
movies are made.
reboots
If you
since
want
they
to
were
reboot,
already. They just made a Chucky film. What, a year ago? I don't
they made
see
too
the
many Chucky films.
I don't see the necessity of calling it a reboot. Why don't you just put another sequel out there?
Yeah.
Calling it a reboot. I sometimes think people think calling it a reboot is going to get more people to watch it, but they don't realize that so many of the horror fans hate reboots and hate remakes. So calling it that is going to absolutely put a lot of people off of it just from the start. Do I like Dusk Till Dawn? Yes, I do. I love Dusk Till Dawn.
The original.
Yes.
It's fantastic.
I even like the series.
I didn't see the series. I know it's on Netflix. I should check it out. It's just there's a spoil to it, because when you're given a film like From Dusk Till Dawn with George Clooney, Salma Hayek, Harvey Keitel, Quentin Tarantino, Cheech Marin. I mean, the people that were in this film made that film. Greg Nicotero was in it. Fred Williamson was in it. What's his name? Tom Savini was in it. It's like
Halloween is not a reboot. It is a sequel.
Yes. Halloween is a sequel. Cabin in the Woods. People are bringing up Cabin in the Woods. You're hitting on probably one of the most original horror films to come around in a long time. I love that movie. I can watch that movie over and over. I love the substance of it and the way that they go through it.
I think it's so funny how, the behind the scenes people are all partying and laughing and doing bets and stuff. And it's like the fate of the entire world is on this, and you're betting on it and throwing a party. I mean, I don't know. I just think it's really funny.
Yeah. Well, I gotta jump in and I gotta answer this, because I think Wayne and I are on the exact same page. My all-time favorite horror film is John Carpenter's The Thing.
I love that movie too.
What's funny, and Wayne, I know you know this, the 1954 film, the Howard Hawks film with James Arnaz, is actually not along the lines of the story the way John Carpenter's version was. Based off of the story, who goes there? I don't remember who wrote it, but John Carpenter's version is apparently very much along the lines of the actual story itself. And that movie, that is the most frightening. When I was a child, let's see, that came out in '82. So I was 10 years old. And my uncle had taken me to the movies to see it. Now I'm 10 years old. And before they even got to the kennel scene, I had already run outside of the theater. Now, I'm not just talking about the movie theater. I'm talking about the building. I wasn't going back in to watch the rest of that film. It took me a while, and it took me watching, how they made the movie on TV before I would go back in and watch it. And I finally, got the guts to watch the film, and it is absolutely, I don't know how many times I've watched that film. John W. Campbell, that's right, he wrote it. But that is my favorite film of all time. I mean, the creativity and the ideas that went behind it are just...
Yeah, no,
I mean, to this day,
I love that movie.
To this day, it's 2018. That film was made in 1982, and the practical effects in that film still make the movies that they make nowadays look cheesy.
Yeah, they do. They do. They had some amazing practical effects in that movie.
Oh, yeah. it was just
I
fantastic.
mean, I have seen cheesy practical effects. I mean, you know, I have seen some real cheese with that stuff, but I mean, I still sort of prefer it.
Yeah.
I mean, I prefer the good practical effects, of course, but
yeah. Well, but that's, you know, that's why back then, without the CGI, they were able to accomplish more. I mean,
yeah,
look at Alien and Aliens. They didn't need CGI to make those. That took long, hard man hours to
puppetry and what
create
have
the
you.
puppets and to coordinate the movements.
Yeah, no,
And
Brian,
then I look
I
at
agree. I want to see a new Quentin movie too, and I'm really excited about the Manson movie. But I mean,
supposedly,
I
isn't
tend
he
to
doing the new?
like that stuff anyway.
Isn't Quentin Tarantino doing the new Star Trek film?
I don't know.
Thought I heard something about that.
Oh, I love Daybreakers too. Daybreakers is awesome. The Thing
I can
prequel
just
wasn't
see.
bad. I agree. I didn't mind it at all. It wasn't
Forgive me
as
for
good
laughing.
as the Kurt Russell movie, but it wasn't bad.
I'm sorry for laughing. I know we're talking about that, but I'm just thinking if Quentin Tarantino does Star Trek, I can see Samuel Jackson as a Klingon saying, "Permission to come aboard, motherfucker."
Oh
I
yeah,
can just see that.
yeah, I can see that
It
too.
just strikes me funny. But okay, so I gotta move away from Quentin Tarantino for a moment. Let's see. Has anyone seen a horror film called Jennifer? Was that the Masters of Horror film with Steven Weber?
I don't know.
Maybe it
don't
was
think
something.
I mean, I've seen Jennifer's Body a bunch, but I've not seen Jennifer.
What about space movies? I really like The Last Days on Mars or Life. Life looked great. Unfortunately, I was on an airplane and wasn't even listening, so I was watching over somebody's shoulder. I do want to see that though. To see it
Life
all the
was
way
pretty
through.
good. Life was pretty good.
I heard Life was pretty decent. Let's see. I haven't seen Last Days on Mars. There was a really good horror film I saw on Netflix, and I believe it's still on Netflix, called Europa Report. That was a pretty wild horror film. For its sci-fi, I'm sorry, sci-fi, but the way that it played out was amazing. Yeah, I mean, if we're going to get into science fiction and talk about space films, I'm going to say Sunshine.
The what?
Has anybody seen Sunshine?
I've not seen that.
Sunshine with Cillian Murphy, Rose Byrne, and Chris Evans.
Yeah, I've not seen that.
Great film. It's Danny Boyle, and it takes some time to get into. It's a slow building movie, but it's quite the film. Oh, Cliff Curtis is in it. It's got a great cast.
Oh,
it really does. Let's see, The Void. I like The Void.
The Void.
Tusk,
I need to see that one again. It was confusing to me, and
yeah.
And I wasn't paying as close attention as I think I needed to when I was watching it. So I need to watch that one again.
All right. That's a good call. Favorite Dario Argento movie? You know, I haven't watched enough Dario Argento movies. I thought Demons was his, and I loved his. Yeah, you know what, Gary? I did hear that the Thing prequel was supposed to be all practical effects. And because people bitched about it, they went to CGI. And I'll tell you what, the problem I had with that was the CGI was so cookie cutter that the creatures didn't impress me. You know, it's like what made the Thing so great, the John Carpenter version, was that you never saw them actually change in full. You just saw them begin to. You never saw the actual copycat process. So I can't say I enjoyed the Thing prequel, but there were too many continuity errors. I mean, I'm big on continuity because I love seeing a film connect. and it didn't connect in every way, which it should have. And they just didn't do it right. So it is what it is. I mean, it was okay. I own it, so couldn't have been that bad.
No, it couldn't have been that bad.
So, but I love
Suspiria.
Funhouse.
They're mentioning Suspiria. I had somebody talk up that movie a lot to me, and I hadn't seen it, so I watched it last year, and I watched it, and I was like, what did I just watch? So then I watched it again, like almost back to back, because I was just like, did I miss something?
Yeah.
It was not my favorite movie. It had some good parts, don't get me wrong, but I was just kind of at a loss because this person talked it up so much, and that can be an issue with me. If I'm expecting one thing and I get something else, I can be disappointed. I am wanting to see the remake of it. I've actually heard a few good things about the remake. Sometimes it's some of those things like if I see a movie and I don't have any nostalgia for it, maybe I'll like the remake better.
Yeah.
If it's a much older movie, so I'm gonna see because the story was good. I was just expecting something else. I think, I don't know, and then
Sure.
And then when I talked to that person that had recommended it to me, they were like, "Oh, you didn't really care." I'm like, I didn't really get it. I'm like, I just didn't get it.
Well,
I felt really bad. I'm like, yeah, no, I whatever you love about it, I go, I didn't get it.
Yeah, I didn't either.
You don't care for that one either?
You know what I do? It's been a long time since I've seen it. I may have to see it again before I really pass any judgment.
Yeah.
Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. Eric, which one?
I love Hell Night, Adam.
You talking about the Guillermo del Toro one, or are you talking about the original made for TV? Because I have the original made for TV movie on DVD. That movie was fucked up.
I love the Del Toro one.
I did too, but
I haven't seen the original in a really long time.
The only thing I didn't like about the Del Toro one was they showed the creatures too much.
Yeah.
They showed them too much, and you don't want to see that. I mean, sometimes the best part of the film is when you know there's something there, but you don't get to see all of it. Yeah. You want to, but it kind of takes away. Pardon me. The rain and the weather are just wearing me down. Ignore me. I enjoy the Del Toro film very much. I love Guillermo del Toro.
Me too.
I own most of his movies. Pan's Labyrinth. No, Brian. Pan's Labyrinth is not underrated.
I love that
movie is sheer brilliance. That movie is sheer brilliance. Guillermo del Toro got robbed when that movie was up for Best Foreign Film. That film should have won it because there was no film that I'd seen that it compared to Pan's Labyrinth. I mean, that was unreal. In fact, it's funny because a big thing with Del Toro is his films center around children a lot.
Yeah, they do.
They really do. And I don't know how he manages to do it, but he just turns it into such art. He turns horror into an art form. Another movie that he did that dealt with kids was Devil's Backbone. I haven't seen that in ages. I have to see that again. But that was a great film too. Now I haven't seen The Shape of Water yet. Shame on me.
I have seen Shape of Water. I just saw it.
I'm dying to see it.
I liked it. All these things about her having sex with a fish and all this stuff. I mean, it was done tastefully. It wasn't weird or bizarre. I mean, the movie's about some fish man. Of course, there's gonna be, but I find that Del Toro does have certain styles of monsters, and he does repeat them because You know, this guy looked a lot like Abraham from the Hellboy series.
Yes.
You know,
Abe
so,
Sapien.
and his vampires from Blade 2 are very much like the vampires in The Strain. So, I mean, he does tend to repeat his monsters or have a certain style that he sort of sticks to. And that does not bother me at all.
And Doug Jones always plays them.
Huh?
Doug Jones always plays them.
Yes. And, you know, he, like many other directors, have certain actors that they're fond of and seem to put in all of their thing. And that's totally fine, too. None of that bothers me. But, yeah, the whole time I was watching Shape of Water, I was like, oh, and she kept feeding him eggs. And I'm like, well, and even Abraham liked eggs. I'm like, you know, so I was like, is this Abraham's, like, is this Abraham, like, before he became into Hellboy? I mean, I was trying to, like, connect dots that maybe are not there just because they were very similar, you know, but.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah, so.
Well, I tell you what, we've hit an hour.
Oh, yeah, we have, haven't we?
We moved quick.
Yeah.
What I would like to say is, if you enjoyed us rambling and answering your questions and, you know, talking about the things that you wanted to talk about, if you join us tomorrow night over in Full Steam Horror, I guess about the same time.
Yeah, let's do it. Actually, I have a client at 11. Let's do it at 3 tomorrow, my time. So 6 yours.
Okay, so 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, 2 p.m.
in Full Steam Horror.
2 p.m.
We're going live
Pacific.
again. We're going to have more conversations about films again. We're going to talk all the horror you want, and we're going to talk all the horror we want because you want to. So tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern, over in Full Steam Horror.
Yeah.
I'll be happy to send the link for anybody who wants to come over if you haven't. If not, if you're already there, jump on in.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thank you, everyone, for coming and participating. And if we somehow missed your question, come on over to the other, or we're gonna
come on over to the dark side.
We're gonna start doing these hopefully weekly again. So
yes.
Yeah. So we'll be able to get everything talked about.
Yes. Unfortunately, Antonio, we don't have a podcast, although that is a thought. We're trying to do something. David, I'll send you a link to Full Steam Horror. I'm going to actually put it up in the group, and we'll have it there for you shortly.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
We're getting ready to do our Halloween contest, too. So.
Oh, you're doing another contest. Awesome.
Yep. So hopefully we'll see some new faces over there.
Alrighty.
All right, everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Bye.